Powell speaking today, he dropped Bitcoin to 109,200, but we've briefly come back up since then. Let me explain to you why we could still be bullish. Welcome back to Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, I'm just reading the charts. Alright guys, it's about 4 p.m. Eastern time. The price of Bitcoin is currently at 110,600, and we start off here with the weekly chart. Right now we have 4 days and 4 hours before this closes. Right now it's not looking too good because we are below the 21 moving average. What I'm liking here though in the stochastics RSI is I'm starting to see a curve here, so it's possible that we start to do a double bottom here and we could possibly start making it back up. We'll have to check back in a few days when this candle closes to see how it ends up. Now on the 6-day chart we can see it's starting to curve up on the stochastics RSI. On the 5-day chart we're already pointing up as well. 4-day chart we're also pointing up. On the 3-day chart we're starting to point up. I am starting to see a little curvature possibly to the way down, but so far it's pointing up. 2-day chart we're on the way up possibly as well. This is not looking too good though. This is tweezer tops and we are below the 21 moving average. But what I'm liking is that at least the stochastics are low, that we could start making a run back up even if later on we get rejected somewhere. Now what I'm not liking here is on the daily chart the stochastics are toppy, so it looks like we might be rolling over unless we could roll back up and hump around here for a little bit before we officially come down. Now I was telling you guys the other day, this is possibly inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, and then this could be the right shoulder. I told you we might come down, and even if we touch the 200 moving average, which we just did today, we wicked off, this could be the beginning of the right shoulder. As long as we don't go below this head here, this inverted head and shoulder could still be in play, and this could bring us back up probably to the top of this channel and possibly help us retest the all-time high on Bitcoin. Now we also have to keep in mind the bearish tone that's here. This is a possible complex head and shoulder where this is shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, and now this is the shoulder. And if we put on the patterns here, you could see that this could actually break us all the way down to about 91,477. Now in order for this to happen, we do have to break this neckline. So this is basically, if we lose the 200 moving average with closing candles for a couple of days, then this is a possibility of it happening. So it's basically the head and shoulder pattern versus inverted head and shoulder pattern. Who's going to win? Right now it's favoring the head and shoulder pattern just because the stochastics RSI are toppy, the RSI is pointing down. But let's see if this 200 moving average is strong enough to hold us up. Now today when Jerome Powell talked, we fell as low as 109,200, basically touching this 200 moving average. But since after that we actually went back up and we even reached close to 112k. Now the reason this is bullish is because we could have just kept on falling down. We could have went all the way down to 106k, 105k, and that didn't happen. We started moving back up. We are still above 110k. We have to see when this candle closes in about 3 hours and 50 minutes where we close. Hopefully we can make it back above the 21 moving average, which is at 111,455. If we could do that, things could continue to be bullish here. As long as we don't close below 110, I feel like we still have a shot to continue making more upside. So I feel like even though we went down, it's still kind of bullish that we didn't continue to go down. The bears had the chance to do it and the bulls held their ground there. On the other time frames, the 22-hour chart, we saw that we lost the 200 moving average. We never really got above it with strength. Stochastics on the way down. That has to reset in order for us to continue to go up. Same thing happens for the 12-hour, the 10-hour. We're already starting to get a reset here, but we might be here for a while. But bearish, we lost the 200 and the 21 moving average. 8-hour chart looks pretty similar. Now we head over to the 4-hour chart. This is not looking good just because we never got above the 200 moving average with strength. Look, ever since we lost it here around October 10th, since that crash that happened, we tried to get above the 200. We weren't able to. We really dipped below. We try again here. We weren't able to. We finally got above it here, but no strength. M pattern, double top, we fell down again. Now the stochastics are low enough that we could revert back. We could easily turn back up and we could get above this 200 moving average. We're not too far away. That's at 114,143. We made it to 116k the other day about 2 different times. So if things could start getting trading bullish, we can make it back above this. The sooner the better. The longer we stay down here, then the worse it's going to be. Now on the 1 hour chart, the stochastics are also low. It looks like we're about to roll over. We lost the 200. That's not looking good. And on the 15-minute chart, we are topping on the stochastic RSI here. I'm wondering if maybe we can end up doing some type of an inverted head and shoulder here, but we cannot go below this head. It is toppy here, so let's see what ends up happening. Now on the 1 minute chart, while Jerome Powell was speaking, I was looking at this and it looked like this could possibly be an inverted head and shoulder, where this is the shoulder, this is the head, and then this is the complex right shoulder here. The stochastics are low enough that possibly this could play out. It is the 1 minute chart, but let's just see what would happen if it does play out with the measured move. And if this ends up being an inverted head and shoulder on the 1 minute, this could bring you back up to 113k. And if we take a look at the 4 hour time frame here, you know, that'll bring you close to the 21 moving average. The 21 moving average is at 113,686. The 1 minute time frame, we would have to see if that plays out. I'm putting in there for giggles, but let's see what ends up happening. Right now, overall, you kind of have to be a little bit bearish because we were at 116 the other day, not too long ago, and also we're below the 200 moving average on the 4 hour time frame. You guys know, unless we could get above that 200 moving average, I can't really get severely bullish. So unless that happens, I still have to remain a little bit bearish, but what's bullish is that at least we're above 110. Let's see what ends up happening today at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and what's going to be important here is how this daily candle closes. Can we make it above the 21 moving average, or at least stay above this 200 moving average or above 110k level, so we can stay in that range between 110k and 120k. All right guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.